Let's see. All right, good morning. Today is Tuesday, November 14th. As usual, going over US 30, gold and EU. So starting off with the daily bias here, US 30 has been bullish for how many days now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So right now we should be starting to put on the momentum indicator so as to get a warning of any early reversals since it's already the 7-day mark. Gold is still, my bias for gold is bearish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is day 6. So to me, I still consider this as a retracement. And as you guys will see in the gold chart, gold is in some sell zones right now, but we'll also go over the effect of CPI. EU bullish, the US dollar bearish. So here, looking over US 30, we don't have anything based off of where it is, either on the 30-minute or the 15-minute. Gold. So this is I took this gold buy, but got taken out at break even. The idea here is that during CPI, whatever direction CPI goes for the first 5 or 15 minutes, it does a retracement. So if it starts off this way, does a retracement, which is where I got in on the 5-minute and continues up. So if you look at the 5-minute, today did a little bit more of a wider retracement. But here you can see it started off this way, huge move up, that retracement, and now it's pushing up. That is CPI. CPI rarely retraces before New York. NFP, you normally expect for price to retrace before New York open or a little bit after then. Now here for US 30, I'm sorry, for gold. So this is the trade I got stopped out at. So there's a current running 15-minute test and rejection. This one right here, which of course would have been taken out at break even. I'm sorry, at stop loss. So you'd have waited for price to retrace here and find an entry down on the 1-minute. So currently right now, yes, we can find a 1-minute entry on gold. However, you want all these mitigations to happen. You want this 4-hour sell momentum to be taken out first before they come down and tap into it. Here you also have a 1-hour sell momentum. So if you go to our indicators, you'll see we had momentum sells on the 1-hour and 4-hour around here. And also, if you turn on the markups indicator, we have a 4-hour order block here and here. So let gold do whatever it's doing right now. That's perfectly fine. But so you can either go down to the 1-minute or you can wait for price to come back down to these zones. So I'll go down to the one, and if you turn on the zones, we have a bunch of sellers here that can tap in to all these momentums and order blocks right here. So I like how it's rejecting off of the bearish 4-hour bearish high right there at that high. So here what I'll do, I'll go down to the 1-minute. I'll remove the SAR extension. And I think I streamed on YouTube, but I don't know if I did. Hopefully I did. And then what we'll do here, we'll watch for a 1-minute SAR. So keep in mind here, we also have other zones here. So all of these zones. So I started color coding the zones. So if it's for sales, the red zones are 30-minute zones. And for this one, like this amber zone is a 15-minute zone. So here, I'll watch for the 1-minute, because keep in mind, we already have a value. So what they're doing, they're just stop hunting people here, because we have a bunch of sell areas around there. I'll just take this off. So we already know anybody who hopped into the 15-minute trade would be taken out at stop loss. And then here we just need that 1-minute entry. Let's see, we need a live 1 minute candle. I'm sorry, live 1 minute SAR. And for me, for this trade, I might ride it a bit further. So you can either wait for a 30-minute setup, so you can see this zone where it just rejected, that's a 4-hour bearish high. And it's also a 30-minute double SAR. So you can either wait for a 30-minute entry, you can wait here for a 15-minute entry. Anyway, let's keep going. EU, nothing really. EU is just too extended for now. I'll mark up this zones right here. 436. So I'll mark this up here. And this is a 15-minute zone. So, and it's a buy. So I color code it as baby blue. On the 30-minute time frame, there's nothing here. This is too big of a zone. So EU, nothing. US 30, nothing. I don't see anything for the live session for both. So gold is the only one I do see for the live session. We'll see if we get that 1 minute entry. But ideally, I would rather gold to come all the way to 1975. Keep in mind here, 1979, we do have a daily buy momentum. So that this is an alert I have here. So we really don't want price to get to this daily buy momentum first. So we want all this selling pressure down here to hold it down. So just need a 1 minute SAR. Let's see. Another one. All right. Check something. What account was that? Okay, perfect. So it's, if you personally, I'm still going to take the 1 minute, but if you ask me, this 30-minute, because this is a 30-minute zone, this is where we have the 4-hour bearish high, like exactly where it's rejecting from. So a safer entry would be to wait for this 30-minute setup. So this is a 30-minute double SAR. This amber one is a 15-minute. So better to wait for a new one. The one I'm trying to enter is this one that was down here.
Also, that's also a 4-hour bearish high where price is as well.
Yeah. So this one, the current trade I'm trying to enter was this one that validated down here, this test and rejection, but of course it was overextended. So yeah, so the safer one would be to wait for a 30-minute entry. Personally, I'm going to take the 1 minute. I like the sell. Keep in mind also, or if you want to wait for, this top blue line is 1-hour sell momentum. If you go to the momentum indicator, this bottom blue line is a 4-hour sell momentum. So you can also wait for price to come down here. And when price gets here, you'll see a big spike to the downside because it will pick up that momentum that's already there. So for me here, I'm taking a trade that validated all the way down there. Also keep in mind, so as much as CPI, so as I showed beforehand, the movement of CPI, for example, the one that I got stopped out, CPI keeps moving in one direction. Now, most of the retracements come mid New York and post New York. So actually gold can keep pushing even up to Asia session tonight. So that's why I'm saying to be careful. But since I'm going for like a 60 pip TP, I'm willing to take, and I haven't taken Other than that one trade buy on gold, I got taken out at break even. I still have my 2 trades of the day. So worst case, if I get taken out of this, I can re-enter later on in the day. But I do like this setup. I like where gold is rejecting from. So I just need that live SAR. Yeah, US 30 is not gonna do anything. It's away from 15-minute zones, away from 30-minute zones. Yeah, away from 15-minute, away from 30-minute, the hourly time frames and 4-hour time frames. So I have to redraw this. So here, let's see how many zones we have here. So this is 522. This is more than what's 22 minus 23 minus 20 is 3. So yes, this is a double. 23. Yeah, so that's 1 right there. And then I'll mark this one. And then since I'm color coding this, so if you see different colors, the higher time frame is, so 4-hour and 30-minute time frames are green, because I normally trade 4-hour and 1-hour time frames and 30-minute and 15 minutes. So 4-hour and 30-minute are green, 1-hour and 15-minute are blue. That's for buys. For sells, 4-hour and 30-minute are red. 1-hour and 15-minute are amber. So this just, lets me know, even without changing time frames, what time frame zone that is. So I'm not gonna mark the top, because again, I'm trying, when you have an odd number of SAR zones, you want to mark the optimal ones. So I'm not gonna mark this top one, because these 2 buys down here are better entries. Let's see. Okay, so we have that 1 minute. I need 2 1-minute candle closures. If you can, I want to say make sure your stop loss is above that high. So maybe like a 50 pip stop loss. For me, I'm still gonna do it with if it does close, I'm still gonna do it with a 30 pip stop. So we'll see in 40 seconds. See, open this. If it does close again, I'll count it with a 0.75% risk. But make sure to do your risk appropriately and not over leverage. See, 15 seconds. And we want to make sure that it actually closes below 1. Okay, so I'm in the trade. I hit sell. I know it does take a while, but I don't think it would close above. So 30 pips stop loss, 60 pips TP. Ideally, I've loved a stop loss above there, but we'll see how that goes. And this is based off of that 15-minute trade. All right, let's go back to marking up this one. Of course, this shit is frozen, man. Okay. 4 hours, so nothing there. So also gold here, this is a 4-hour zone. This is a 1-hour zone right here. So those zones are still present. EU has just been breaking zones and zones. So I don't know why the numbers are not showing up on EU. Anyway, so nothing on the 4-hour for these ones. So we go down to the 1-hour time frame. Still not sure why the price chart on EU is not showing. 1-hour time frame. These are buy zones. Well, these are 4-hour buy zones. So give me a second right here. Let me mark this on. So this would be possible break and continuation of these zones, but you would need to wait for this 3-hour candle to close in order to enter. My MT4 is frozen, but this trade is running. Just let me know if it reaches a 1:1. hopefully, or I can just open my phone and observe it. Okay. So 4 hour. On the 1 hour time frame, we have two 1 hour double SARs here. So you can see actually this one at the bottom is a 4 hour, probably. Yeah, 4 hour. So we have a 1 hour one here, possible test and rejection, but we would have to wait for two 1 hour candles. So nothing really there to look out for. So the only trade for today, for right now, is this gold trade. So we don't have anything. So, and I want price to get here. So remember, this is a 1 hour entry or 1 hour momentum sell, and this is a 4 hour momentum sell. So let's just mark up where the trade would achieve a 1:1 risk to reward, which is somewhere here. So this trade would be at a 1:1 when we get here. And there goes the push. So when we get here at this 1 hour, I do expect some spike and also picking up. So, and also looking at where we are, you know, all these sellers using the markups indicator, this 4 hour bearish high, and also we're coming to this 4 hour bearish low. So I really like this sell, even though my MT4 is frozen, but I can see it on my phone. So I'm up like 1,300 on the trade right now. Yeah, so I think for today, this is the only trade because US 30 is so far up. EU is so far up. Even on the higher time frames, whether it's the 4 hour and 1 hour, the only gold might give us either a 4 hour or 1 hour entry later on in the day. But yeah, other than that, this is the only trade we're probably only looking at. See for the momentum on hourly, nothing. I don't think we'll see anything here, especially for EU and gold, given how they've gone up. 4 hour, nothing as well. Daily, nothing as well. So this is back to ranging. So again, remember for this one, ideally, if you can try a 50 pip stop to be above here, because if gold does break that 4 hour bearish high, keep in mind we do have a daily buy momentum at 1979. So a wider, if you're already in with the proper risk, and you did a 30 pip, then that's fine. But if you can extend it a bit higher than this, that might be a nice, a better stop above this high, because we have that 4 hour bearish high right there. This sell, so this is, I guess that's one of this. No, this sell is invalid because there was no rejection off of an SAR, so that's fine. This buy is invalid, so nothing on gold as well on the daily. So for the 4 hour, you'll see that momentum sell I was talking about. So this is 4 hour. Where was that? This actually too is a valid 4-hour momentum. This one as well. So let me mark this ones up. So moving back up. So I'm in drawdown, what, like 50%? I have to check my phone because so I'm just in drawdown like $800 on that. So for me, I'm still risking 1% for my trades. So I'm in drawdown like what, 800 or 900 for that. Yeah, so going back to this gold one. So this right here is a valid 4-hour sell momentum. This wasn't the highest candle of the retracement. Previous 1 to 3 candles had rejected off of an SAR. And actually, you know what? Never mind. I'm thinking of it as a daily. The rule this one breaks right here, since it's the 4-hour time frame, price isn't below the moving average. So here we apply the moving average filter. That cell will disappear. So yeah, so actually that is an invalid one. I'm trying to look for other valid ones. I know there was one that I'd marked that entry based off of. No, not that one, not that one, not this one. Yeah, it was this one. So this is that 4-hour momentum. No, never mind. Where did I get that shit from? Give me 1 second. If I go to the 15-minute 4-hour sell momentum at 1960.47. 1960.47. Oh, yeah, this one right here. So if I apply the moving average filter here, it's this one. So that's that one. I have marked up at 1960.47. That's the 4-hour sell momentum. That's right here. Based off of where price currently is right now, the next one is the hourly one. So if we go down to the hourly one, we'll see that hourly sell momentum. But on the 4-hour time frame for buys, all of these buys are under the moving average. So there's no valid buy right here. If we go down to the hourly time frame, there is this sell momentum. So that's the one that's marked up on the chart. So previous 1 to 3 candles, this candle had retested or tested an SAR or rejected off of it. So that's the one right there at 1963.2, which should align to this one. Yeah, 1962, 1963.2-ish. So the high of that candle, 1963-ish. 63-ish. Yeah, so it's that one. Anyway, let's see how. Yeah, so this is the only one. Best case, also this one in particular, that's lining up right here. This is a 30-minute entry. So this is also forming. This would be a test and rejection entry. I thought we would get a momentum sell that's building on the 15-minute, but this high of this candle only rejected in a 30-minute zone. So remember, whatever color, the darker color is either a 30-minute or a 4-hour entry. So I saw that sell momentum that was building, but that wouldn't have been a valid 15-minute momentum entry because this zone, yes, there are SARs here, but these are 30-minute SARs. So we just need the current 4-hour bullish momentum to hold on this particular trade. I'm sorry, 4-hour bearish momentum to hold right there. Just don't want to get faked out. All right, come on. We need that push to the downside. I would want to see a sell momentum entry somewhere here. I know this one. I think the reason that disappeared was because price closed above the moving average. Yeah, it's because price closed above the moving average. So what's the other FX? Oh, you know what? Now that I remember, let me see something here. No, this should be on the 15-minute. I want to see something. $46 plus what's $46 plus $15? 4, 5, 61. 61. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. So it's a 6-day. So here, if you guys remember, the strategy I told you guys about, like on the day the bias changes, you can take small lot sizes on that first day after. So using whatever strategy. So whether it's the reversal, whether it's the crosses indicator. So what I would want to do, I know, and again here, this is just something experimental, because again, this is only for the first day after. But given that this daily candle is touched the high of the candle on the day after the daily bias change. So if you guys remember when I was going over example trades of like the buys that fired on this particular, I'm sorry, the sells that fired on Thursday, November 9th, and then you ride price down. So this is a little risky because it's almost the 7-day threshold where we would stop trading, or we would just get a warning, possibly be wary of trading in the direction of daily bias. But here, since it's also the 6th day, I'd be curious to see sell entries on the reversal. So which is why I've marked this up on the 5-minute time frame and using the reversal indicator. I'll probably do like small. So again, not too big of lot sizes. So think of it as like scaling in. So like 100K account is like 0.25 because you're looking to take either reversal plus and you can do it whether it's US 30 is already in a huge buy. So US 30 compared to gold, if you look at these two instruments, US 30 is already gone in the direction of daily bias and has been pumping up. Gold, so keep in mind the 7-day threshold, any move that's opposite of the 7-day threshold is considered a retracement. So that's why we have those 7-day threshold. So since we are still in the 7-day threshold, gold is the only item here that is moving opposite of the daily bias. So here for me, what I'll do, if I do get a momentum sell here, I'm sorry, if I do get a reversal sell here, I'll do a 0.25 entry. If I do get a breakout or crossover sell here on the 15-minute time frame for gold on the breakout scanner, I'll do a 0.25. And the goal is to have to build it up to like 2.5 lots. And also the other one for this crosses indicator, I don't think we're going to get any crosses entry anytime soon today, but I'll be looking to just do that today alone. So the best one, the quickest one might be this one. If we do get that 5-minute one, I'll just layer in like a 0.25. And then also with this breakout one. I don't recommend doing the breakout indicator on the 5-minute time frame. So breakout is better off in the 15-minute time frame. And this trade we are in right now is just still consolidating. So this is another reason why I want to layer in some smaller lot sizes and build up like a 2.5 lot size in total. Yeah, for the breakout, I don't recommend doing the 5-minute. But on the 15-minute, let me see if we're gonna get it. What is it? The crossover. So remember, crossover is when the 5 EMA crosses any of these other EMAs. And I think this blue one is the 5 EMA. So the crossover entry here might come at around 1961. So yeah, so I'll be looking to layer in with this reversal and also with the crosses one. So I'll be probably looking for like 5 entries. So maybe 3 from here and maybe 2 from for the reversal here. So here, if we do break this 9 EMA, that's when we'll probably get that sell entry right there. But right now, this is the only trade I'm currently in, or this is the only official trade we are in. And we'll just see how this one goes. There was a 30-minute. Okay, so this here, that's the 30-minute. So this zone, the darker one, that's the 30-minute zone. So this can be a possible test and rejection on the 30-minute time frame. Test and rejection sell. But you'd need this current 30-minute candle to close. No, that's just a markup. Yep. So this would be a test and rejection, but you'd need this current 30-minute candle to close. I would want this current 30-minute candle to close as a bearish candle because that would also give us a 30-minute momentum sell. But anyway, this trade will validate it or invalidate in the next 18 minutes. Might get stopped out on this one as well. But if I get stopped out, I would rather wait for 12 noon. Because remember, CPI, most of the reversals, it can come either during Asia session or like noon. Because CPI just goes in one direction. So that was just something I'd mentioned on that as well. But if I get stopped out on this one, I wouldn't be too quick to even catch the next 30-minute entry. I would wait for some time at noon or noon to like 2 p.m. Eastern time. But I'm hoping this, because we do have a bunch of sellers here, and then they do have those order blocks there, the 4-hour bearish order block. But I'm just hoping not to get manipulated out, especially because my stop loss is not above this previous swing high. But if I do, then I'll wait for possibly a momentum signal anywhere from noon. I wouldn't be too quick to hop into this one as well, because this one can also manipulate you. And you see we have other zones up here. So this is why it might be better. Just in case, I'm just hoping we don't get taken out of this one. But in case we do, I won't be quick to get into the next like 30-minute one. All right, I think my MT4 is back online. Let me extend this back. Still wouldn't be a valid momentum sell unless we get one that's below here. This is also a double 15 minutes. So hopefully we can get this 15-minute candle closing here. We might get that resistance back. So this is why I like trading, even with order blocks. It's good to see, even though you're trading an order block, to see sellers sitting there. Because if we turn on the zones, we can see we have those sellers sitting there. So just hoping we can get that push and push back down. Also, the 30-minute may give, no, this wouldn't be a momentum entry. Yeah, so this 30-minute, so if you guys see it's flickering, so it's on and off. So if this 30-minute closes anywhere below where price currently is, you can see we might have a momentum sell at the high of that candle. That's if it closes with a momentum sell. And this would be a valid momentum sell because the previous 1 to 3 candles had rejected off of an SAR level or an SAR zone. Then this wasn't the highest candle of the retracement, trading in the direction of bias, or even if you're trading opposite of bias. And also price, if it's firing a sell right now, I already know that I have the moving average filter on. So I already know that price is below the moving average. So this can also be another entry, but I'm hoping we get to TP first. So what I would want to see is for us to get to TP first and then have that retracement to the upside, if anything. Because keep in mind, this is also a setup for a possible test and rejection. So it's just that question of when the sellers are going to push price down. Will it be now, which I hope we do get that push down first, or will it be later? Or at the very least, give us like a 1:1 first. All right, so trade is back to break even for me or back to entry. This is just too slow. So hoping to get that push up. Also, we might be getting a break and continuation here on the 15-minute time frame because this little zone right here, that's a double SAR on the 15-minute time frame. So we can possibly also be getting a break and continuation entry on the 15-minute. But for me, what I'd like to see is this push to the downside and retracement to grab liquidity, like for example, at this 30-minute momentum sell, and then maybe through Asia, and then during Asia, we might get that pump to the downside. But do remember, we do have a daily buy momentum here at 1979. So if we get up to 1979, we might actually be forming a buy SAR on the daily time frame. But we don't want price to get to 1979 just yet. We need more volume to step in. Let's see, nothing on EU. Oh, wait, my bad. Yeah, so this one with the 0.25. This one, what I'll do. And so I would consider this fill a lot sizes. So it's just a lot size that, because you're trying to accumulate like a bunch, like 5 of them. So it would be like a lot size that maybe you can handle like 100 pip drawdown with it. So let's see for this one. So for these trades, this one's that I was talking about scaling in. So it's just like a filler trade. So it's something that wouldn't risk blowing your account. Mm, 0.25, 0.25. What's a dollar move on 0.25? Is that 25 bucks, I think? Because one lot on gold, a dollar move is 100 bucks. 0.5 is 50 bucks, so 25 bucks. For me, for this ones, I'll just enter them without really limiting them for now, because the only way to close this ones if they fail would be a change in the daily bias, or would be a change in the 7-day threshold. So that's the only way to close, or you can close them out, say, earlier. But that still hasn't come in. The crossover yet still hasn't come in. So we would need this 5 EMA to cross this 9 EMA. So that would be the first crossover that might happen at 1961-ish. So as of this point, and the crosses indicator is not going to give you any optimal sell, because 9 EMA is so far away from the 200 EMA. And this again was an example of how I say for this crosses indicator, check what the previous signal was before having news. And in a good amount of periods, price does go in that direction, but there are times price would be going the opposite. But today, the previous signal for gold was a buy, and I'm guessing for US30 it was a buy. Yeah, but again, it doesn't happen all the time, but I've seen it happen a good amount of times. All right. So if this high is broken, I don't see this trade holding. If this high with the sell momentum right here is broken, I don't see this trade holding too much. So we would need this high to be maintained, the high of this candle. So ideally where the seller started coming in. So this is the 30-minute one. This sell here on the 15-minute, it would be an invalid sell to trade because there was no rejection off of an SAR level. This 30-minute one is the one that's would be valid, but you can see it's disappearing because this candle is turning back to be a bullish candle. But if this high of this current 15-minute candle is broken, this means that this 15-minute candle might open as a bullish candle. And if it does, this is too much buying pressure. So at the very least, in the next 3.5 minutes, they need to close this 15-minute candle below this double sell SAR for any continuation of a sell. But if they keep pushing price up this way, unfortunately, I do see this trade being a losing one, because it's just too much buying pressure right there. Yeah. Yeah, for this one, this will be, I can already tell it will be like 99% probably going to be taken out. I'm also like 1800 in drawdown. So, and my stop is like at 2K. So this, this whole week to the downside just tells you a huge story. And it's the last 2 minutes of this 15-minute candle closure. And this is the high of that 30-minute candle. So they can just wake this up and worst case, bring it down. But yeah, for right now, this particular trade, I do see it as a possibly losing one. But anyway, I'm still gonna hold on to it. Anything can happen. They might bring back, they might bring it back down. But based off of price action, this might just be one of those trades we get stopped out on. So remember when I told you guys, right? US 30 is definitely creating an all-time high before the year ends. So I've been talking about that for like 3 months now. And you can see we are 34,846, 35,674. We are like what is that? 6, 7, 8, about a $800 move to create a new all-time high and then close the year out with a new yearly high. So I've been talking about this, for the last 3 or so months. The last 2 years of 2 months of US 30, over the last 10 years, 7 out of 10 years, US 30 has ended the year creating a new all-time high and ends the year with a yearly high. Man, this trade is just teasing too much. I just want it to do either go back down or just go up at once. And we've been holding this trade for like 30, close to an hour, and it's only been moving like 30 pips or 40 pips.
Consolidating for a big move one way or the other.
Yeah. Yeah, it might keep continuing and come, but I wouldn't want it to get to 1979 because if it gets there, if it gets here, it will almost likely create a daily a daily SAR for a buy. But I don't want it to do that just yet. And yeah, we have a daily buy momentum at
Invalidate
7.
your head and shoulders for sure.
Yeah, would invalidate head and shoulders. And the other part, we don't want it to break this daily sell SAR. So 1976.4 is also a zone we don't want gold to break just yet.
I think it's just building liquidity to trap some more buyers. I think it's still gonna go down.
Yeah. I just don't want to I don't want to get faked out on this one. Like that one I took during CPI, it went to 1:1 like real quick, took me out of break even and then went back into profit. It's so yeah, but for this one, man, unless those sellers step in quick or this sell position holds, this momentum holds here. Yeah, even looking at it on the 5 minute, but we'll see. Uh, see if that 30 minute, we are looking at the 30 minute. Okay, so this is a 30-minute moment. I'm sorry, test and rejection entry. So for this one, of course, this would be overextended, given the area of would be trading. I really don't want it to come back up here, but rules are rules. So I would have to come back up here and then enter on the 1 minute. But of course, I don't want it to go back up here for retracement. Also, this would be another possible valid momentum sell. So I'll move this one right here real quick. So we also don't want this high to get broken. So on the 5 minute, yes, it's an uptrend, but also on the 30 minutes, it's a downtrend that's forming. So we want this high, which would be a valid momentum sell. If it does close, you would just need price to come back up here and enter on the 1 minute. So we also don't want these buyers that are propping price up to come back and break this high right there.
I don't know if this is weird, but on during the New York hours, I actually look at the lower time frame price action sometimes, and it helps me out. So it just created a lower low for the first time on gold, a couple minutes back on the 1 minute time frame. I would expect it to create another one soon if it's gonna go down. If not, then probably done.
I see what you mean. This one right here.
Yeah. So like
Oh, okay.
if it don't create another lower low, I would say in the next, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes, I don't think it's gonna come down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, definitely building up liquidity. I just hate consolidation. It's like it just keeps me on there.
It's boring. It's designed to make you either take you out your trade or, FOMO you into trades. That's what it's designed for. So I try not to even look at the charts when it does this.
Yeah. Only reason I'm here is because I need to do something else on the computer too. Yeah, but I want to see if this trade comes back to break even, we'll just end the stream and just observe it from there after the fact, because this is just trash price action. I mean, I do like the sells. Yeah, but I'll be layering in 0.25s here. Yeah, I won't really put a stop on it because they're really not gonna blow the account with 0.25 lots. But I'll check them for for the crossover. No, I'm sorry, crosses, we're not gonna get anything optimal for a sell. So crossover will definitely be one of the best sells here. If you get that red X, like this one that's right here, if you get a red X here using the breakout scanner, so that either that or the crosses is normally the optimal one, but you can see with the crosses one, we're not going to get a sell anytime soon because the 9 EMA has to come back down. So that leaves the crossover. So if you do get a red X on the 15-minute time frame, that will be a better one because that will also come before any breakout sell. And also the next best one we can get here is this reversal sell right here. But we'll see. If this trade comes back towards break even or towards entry, I'll just end the live stream and we'll just monitor it from there. But again, what I do see them doing, coming, hitting TP, that's my hope. And then going back and picking up liquidity here. So you can see we have a bunch of sellers there. So right now trade is my empty. This shit keeps on freezing, but trade is back at entry. So if you guys don't want to hold, you can exit or just maybe lower your stop loss to maybe half of this. I don't see them pushing this, this were heavy buyers here. So I was almost sure, we're going to get taken out, but you can see the sellers are still in. So you can either exit right here at entry. Personally, I'll hold break even, stop loss, or TP. And also what I like, we do have that 30-minute. You see this 30-minute momentum here that's building. So even if this closes right here, this 30-minute, this will also be a 30-minute momentum entry, possibly for a retracement. But I wouldn't want them to retrace just yet. I want it to first hit TP before any retracement. Yeah, but unless you guys have any questions, that will be it for me for this particular trade right here. It's so crazy. Like, this is a 30 pip. $3 on gold is not like a huge thing, but this trade has just been running for an hour, and it's just annoying. Yeah,
Isaac,
but
any updates on the EA?
Any updates on the EA? Yes. So any updates on the EA? I'm actually running, so there's two versions. I'm running the most recent version right now. So nothing. I've stopped talking about it just yet because every time I say maybe in 2 weeks I encounter like a new challenge. I'm having licensing issues because I'm going to provide it through MQL5. So I don't know if you guys have worked with MQL5 before, but MQL5 is
Yeah, I mean, I worked with them to download stuff for.
yeah. So it's the same thing. So to become a seller with them, you have to upload your documents. Because I'm also doing this under the company itself, or under a company. So it's a bit of a hassle. So it is ready. So I just have to get
right now.
Yeah. So it's just a process with MQL5 people to give me the go ahead. Yeah, but it is ready. Hope the best thing I wanted to be ready like when we are just starting like a bearish or a bullish move, like especially for gold. So I would want it to
ask you too. I mean, I'm gonna probably do my own test, but I want to know if you tried it or if you mentioned, is it good for forex pairs or is it just strictly for indices, Bitcoin?
So the way to, if you want to back test it, just use our SAR, right? Because that's what we'll be using it for. So just look at EU and ask yourself, if you had set buys only right here, would you have made money? So the question is yes. We never did a sell change to bearish bias with EU, right? So this whole time from Tuesday, October 10th, you would just have it on buys only. So just use the SAR on the daily and just find what time frame or what you'd use as your daily bias that's more profitable. So there are people who can use it on the 4-hour, like using the 4-hour SAR as their bias. But the issue with the 4-hour, the bias might change when you're asleep and then you might be in drawdown. So for me, I just prefer the daily. So if you want to just backtest whatever FX pair you're using, and just look at the daily SARs and see if you could have made any money with it. The other thing, personally, I prefer to use it on high moving instruments. Gold, I love using it on gold because that's the account it's on. So currently, and I'm still running this on that test account that I normally show you guys. Let's see how it is. I mean, right now I'm in drawdown like 1,500 if I'm not wrong, but it's only in 2 cells on gold right now. So that's the best thing, right? Or it just entered the top cell, a cell at the top. So you can see this cell, but let's see right here. So I started running it when we changed this daily bias for gold to bearish. So 7th November. So I started running it November. Yeah, so for like a whole week, I didn't run it because I was doing, so remember the 7-day threshold? So I stopped running it at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I stopped running it here. And for a whole week, I didn't run it. But here, I waited for gold to do sales only. And I started running it at 7th November. And you can see it did like 1.5% this past 2 or 3 days. Right now, it's in drawdown. I'm in drawdown on that account, $1,300. So this cell you can see right here is the bottommost cell. It entered at 1933. This other cell it entered at 1945. This other cell it entered at 1967. The best thing with this EA is that So I'm bearish on gold, right? Most years, even though you set them to sell only, they will keep entering sales as price goes up. But the idea with this EA is that the reason it didn't enter a sell between 1945 and 1967, which saves you what, a $22 drawdown, if you would have entered with any other years, it recognizes the trend. So the idea is like, I've told it sell only, and that's fine. But if a buy trend breaks out, it stops entering any sell as much as it's meeting the criteria for like the step size and all of that. So it saves you, like here, if it was other years, you'd probably be in like 8 or 10 trades. But for this one, I'm only in 3 trades and I'm only $1,300 in drawdown right now. So that's pretty good. And I normally set my max equity stop out at 3%. So you can see just with 3 trades, I'm only down 1,300. So for me, for these trades to close, it would have to go to 3K in drawdown. So which means gold would have to pump up so heavy and get to that 3K. Yeah, but that's the idea of it. Once this licensing issues with MQL5 are done, then we'll get that going. Yeah, but in the meantime, just do a test, just do a visual back test with the SAR and see whatever instrument. But personally, I prefer it on gold and actually Bitcoin. I'm trying it with US30. There's this account I'm running on US30. I really haven't had too much luck. So if I go on this accounts I'm running and I show you guys, wait, what's happening with gold? Okay, gold is coming back down. And I show you guys the US30 account I'm running. Portfolio US30. So you can see the Bitcoin only. Bitcoin account, I haven't ran it because I actually ran Bitcoin on a 100K FTMO challenge and passed it. But this Bitcoin account, I haven't started trading it. And the reason for that is because which is why you guys were seeing me looking at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I haven't I'm waiting for the sell on the daily for Bitcoin, but Bitcoin, I haven't had any sell SAR. So Bitcoin, from this is the point I passed that FTMO account, because at this point I just did buys only with this one. But here, that's why you guys can see the Bitcoin account. I haven't run anything with the Bitcoin account. But if we go to the US30 account, that's the yeah, so you can see trading history is missing. So I haven't traded with Bitcoin just yet because I'm waiting. If we go to US30, US30 is tricky. So right now I'm testing using so you can see US30. I did 1.4% in the first, and this was just running it on the change of daily bias right here. But the thing with US30, I don't know. It's just a bit tricky even with the daily SAR, unless you do like small step sizes. But small step sizes can take you out on US30. The other part, you can do lower lot sizes and small step sizes, lower lot size and small step size. But then if you do take a loss, you might have to up your risk with this with the lot sizes. So you can see here for US30, the first 4 days, 1.5%, and then I hit the max equity minus 3K right there. But right now it's slowly recovering. So right here for US30, I'm using the 4-hour time frame as to tell me whether to buy or sell. So yeah, US30 is gonna be tricky. But if you ask me personally, Bitcoin or gold is because you need quick movements and you need something that's not going to go so far into drawdown. Pairs are okay. But the issue with pairs is that as much as, like, for example, let's look at what pair. Let's look at Euro GBP, for example, right? Euro GBP. So let's start right
Will
here.
you find it that like because I know you have it set for certain times also to run, right? Like you don't run it during London. Yep. So for wouldn't you run this during London though? Because it is kind of also doing that for this pair.
Yeah, you do it during London, but the reason I run it for like 5 hours of the day is, for example, yesterday when gold started spiking, that was another reason why I'm not in drawdown so much on gold, because you also want to limit the amount of the times you're running. So let's assume you are in drawdown like 500 on gold, and then let's say you stop running it at noon. Just as an example, and gold spikes up from noon till 4 4 p.m. and spikes up like 40 pips, you wouldn't be in too much. So another reason about limit, but in short, you want to run it. You don't want to run it in Asia. You don't want to run it when market is dead. So yeah, like maybe London through New York or something. But just, select 8 hours out of the day where price is volatile and run it. But for example, I was here example of Euro GBP. If you did sales only here, yeah, you could have made some money. Eventually would have come up. But you can see here, you would have still been doing sales only, right? Because at no time did Euro GBP do a daily closure above an SAR zone. Now, that's the other part that's tricky, that I find it difficult using, or not difficult, I just maybe haven't put too much time into it. So for some people, they might consider this candle, which closed above this daily SAR level, as a change in bias. So maybe for FX pairs, we can do like 10 candle default. Because again, FX pairs move a bit slower. So maybe if you can still use the daily, but then extend your SAR for like 10 days. So that here, for example, at this point, you could have started buying for Euro GBP. But if you're doing the 5 candle formation here, you can see this whole time, you would have just been in sales, and really you'd still, none of your sales, unless you're going heavy lot sizes or martingale, none of your sales would have hit TP. And then here you get a buy, so you either decide whether to close your sell. So that's why for FX pairs, maybe the 4 hour, or if you're using the daily, and again, the 4 hour too is, again, bias can change when you're asleep. So with FX pairs, and given my EA is not a consolidation EA, I really do not, unless you'd have to backtest and see the best thing. But I recommend either using a 10 candle max, using the daily SAR, or using the 4 hour time frame. I think that might be best. The other one, yeah, because FX pairs are a little tricky. Or maybe the other one you can do, look for an overextended FX pair. So you guys remember that one time we caught GBP and ZD at the top. So for example, look for something like this. Look for when you get like a reversal signal that closes with a SAR. So you see like how this sell entry.
That pair period moves nicely though.
Yeah. No, GBP and ZD moves nice. I like GBP and ZD. Yeah. I mean, I run it on one of my accounts. So I like GBP and ZD. But the other one you can do, right? Wait for when a reversal closes with an SAR. Like here, we could have gone ham, or if I was using an EA with this one, I could have gone ham with huge lot sizes. But the issue with pairs, you might still be trading in the direction of daily bias, but they'll catch a trend. Like which one? For example, yeah, GBP and ZD right now. I'm in sales on GBP and ZD, but you can see this whole trend it caught. Like the daily bias for me is sales, because I'm running it on that, what is it? That prop firm that has instant funding that I told you guys about, Fund Your FX. But you can see, as much as I'm doing sales only, this push right here, it's catching. Yeah, sometimes when they catch a trend, it's kind of hard to come back out of. Which is also why you need, I recommend just running it for X amount of hours, and then, yeah, but once all of these people has, stop bugging me with the requirements, I'll just then deploy it. Oh, I'm pretty sure we got that reversal here. So I'll just get in with a 0. And again, this is just like a little thing, 0.25.
Low on the 1 minute time frame, right?
Oh, it took it off?
It did. It made the lower low.
0.25. So this is just like a minor scaling. So nothing too big. And for this one, I don't have a stop loss for this one, and here my target for this one, I would want to target the previous low, either the low of this daily candle or this low right here. So this is a $30 move. So if I accumulate like 0.25, so I'll keep entering here, and then with the breakout.
So, not to cut you off, my fault. What I've noticed too, on the lower time frame, since it made that lower low, it may retrace back a little bit. So I've been trying to wait. That's why I have tighter stop losses too, because a lot of times I'll wait for the retracement. I'm trying to train myself to do that. So on the 1 minute time, for instance, it made that little low, it may go down a little bit more, but it probably will retrace back a little bit too. So before it pushes back down.
Let's see.
We'll see though.
Oh, you mean like retest this lower low and then break down?
Yeah.
Okay. And then would you like scaling, or would you just now
I'm
bring your
trying
thing
to
to
I'm trying to get to that scaling level because what it's allowing me to do is make more with less lot size. Um yeah. So even if I don't scale in, I'll do it like a 0.25 lot. And my stop loss is 15 pips. By the time I get to 60 pips, I'm already at a 1 to 4 and I'm already at 1%.
Oh, and you're risking what, you're risking what,
0.25.
Okay. And what do you use your stop loss as?
Stop loss it be because a lot of times I'm learning how they trap people. So if I see that they're trapping buyers, right? My stop loss may not be at the higher high because my I'm confident that price won't come back there no more because it's already trapped the buyers the way they want to. So I'll go with a 15 pip stop loss as long as it's above. If it's a saw round or something, I'll try to place it above that just for some kind of safety net. But for the most part, I try to keep a low stop loss so I can get a 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 quick and just be in and out. But if it goes all the way to the 100 pips or whatever, then for me that's huge for a 0.25 lot.
That's pretty nice. Yeah, I've been, those ways about doing like 1:2, 1:2 is good. 1:2, because I've also been thinking like 1:4. I mean, it's gonna be something I'll work on for like the next 5 months, like 1:4 with break even at 1:3. But as you said, right, you need to know where they're trapping. Go ahead and set break even on this trade if you're in it with me. Yeah, because now I'm up 2K. This trade is annoying, man. God. Ooh. Anyway, I'm setting break even on this trade. Move stop loss to break even. Let's see if we can hit
Also,
TP.
yesterday I was in a bio. I'm trying to train myself to go to my full TP. A lot of times I'll get stopped out short of where I think price is gonna go, and it winds up going there. And if I scale in, I'll get stopped out because my stop loss is not as big. And so it's like I'm trying to just train myself to just hold it. So I feel like price is gonna go to, hold on.
This one is running 20.25.
It go to like 1958 before it started retracing back up.
Oh, okay. Like some here. Yeah, I mean, I do see that with this candle that gives support.
Yeah. So I'm gonna hold it to at least there. I mean, if it hits it, great. I'm trying not to move my stop loss though.
Yeah. See, come on, I needed say TP. I have to drop off in like 2-3 minutes, but hopefully we can. So you can see now it's tapping. What are they tapping? They're tapping the 1 hour sell momentum. This one right here. I mean, previously, you know what I realized with these zones, honestly, it takes, I see them, in a for way before they happen, but it takes a lot of patience to not trade when price gets here, because you normally get that quick rejection, because you see when price came here you got that rejection. But with these zones, like you'd in future, if you do see these zones, 1 hour sell momentum, this high time frame zone, they normally manipulate the hell out of it. So go up there and then now come back later, and when price gets to these zones, you normally see this spike back in that direction. So even for me, like trading these momentums on the high time frames, especially if it's price has come back to them, it's normally it takes a lot to not trade them on on
You want
impulse,
to check
like
some of the other
when they hit.
indicators, see if you got any more second sell signals like you've done before.
This crosses, I know this one is not gonna give us anything unless you go to the 5. So this one is coming. So you see this one on the gold on the 15-minute time frame. I don't recommend using breakout or crossover breakout scanner, because I know even the strategy doesn't call for that. So this one, unless 5-minute, maybe there's a crossover, but let's see when it loads. Yeah, so 5-minute formed that crossover, right? You can see the 5 EMA cross the. So this would be a sell. too, but again, right, I don't want to force a trade, so I'd rather wait for the 15
I think
minutes.
it'll
Yeah,
validate in the next 5 or 10 minutes.
yeah, so you see it's not far off, and already I'm in this one, so yeah, but I need the one I need to hit. I mean, at least this one we are risk free, but I would, because these people have just been stop hunting me, man. It's annoying.
I'm
Um,
definitely going to hunt for the break even people for sure.
yeah. Yeah, US 30, there's nothing we could have done with this one. I mean, I saw US, if you looked at US 30 before news, and I really don't like sending trade ideas before news as well.
High
But this
highs, right? High lows.
and this break and continuation. Break continuation. Again, this one for me, I wouldn't have entered too because it was what 47.
I'm actually mad I missed it because I trade patterns and I see the W and I see higher highs. So price action would have been all green lights for me on that, but I just missed it because
Yeah.
I try not to look at the charts no more before 9:30. So
Oh yeah, yeah. Because yeah, I'm the same way. Because for me, if I'm risking 1% per trade and I lose a trade before New York, because I know during New York I'm gonna see like three, maybe even one good setup. So I don't want to blow my probabilities or my leverage. I mean, London is good too, but what I noticed trading even London, sometimes I just get faked out. You know, I get a trade, I get a 1:1, and then I get taken out at break even. I'm like, I just, you know, stopped sleeping because of break even. I'm like, nah. So that's why I don't even do London anymore.
maybe
London
just
used to
go for
move
ones
pretty
to
good,
one
actually.
in London. Maybe just train your mind to go for ones to one in London. Make an
Yeah.
exception. So
Yeah,
you should
because
definitely
London, you get a move, you get retracement, and then you get a move at like 7. But I've also noticed like 7 a.m. moves are good. Because I used to see like 5 a.m. moves at they're very tricky. They trap you. But lately I've noticed the 7 a.m. moves are pretty decent. But anyway, guys, I have to drop off. I have to join something else. But this trade we are at break even, so risk free. So even though I get taken out at break even, remember we have that 30-minute. We have a 30-minute setup, right? Test and rejection. So here we would be noting where somebody would be setting break even. So even on this 30-minute setup, somebody would have already set break even. So no need to wait for a retracement on that. So the only 30 minutes. So here we can delete this one because the person who entered on validation, not worrying about overextension, is already out. I'm sorry, is already at break even. So the next entry we can trade for gold is this 30-minute momentum. But I hope we hit TP first before going there. But anyway, if you guys need me, just message me in the Discord. I gotta drop off. All right. See you guys. Peace.